What is zero trust in cybersecurity? What is SAML in access control, and what are the security controls in bring your own devices? Today we will cover all these sessions. Zero trust is very important in today's technology because what is zero trust, right? What is the purpose of it? Why organization wants to bring zero trust methodology in their organization? We will cover in today's sessions. Let's begin from next slide without any delay. Here the question number one, what is zero trust and its principle? Why this is considered as important? Let me take the pen first. First of all, what is a zero trust? So it is a security framework like ISO. Actually, ISO is not a framework. ISO is a standard. Security framework you can consider as NIST or COVID or COSO. So so in a similar way, zero trust is a security framework that eliminates the traditional idea of trusting anything inside a corporate network. It works on the principle of never trust, always verify. Means if any user want to access an application, okay, wants to an application, and if the devices of this users keep changing daily, or the location of this user keep changing, then the identity provider like Okta, Netscaler, right? Uh, this platform will analyze and pop up again a re-authentication of user password MFA captcha. Why? Because of the risk. What is the risk? The location changes or anything happens. I have just given the example of location changes. Risk may be anything, either time based, geo based, device based, or vulnerability based, any kind of risk. Then the platform will generate a re-authentication. Why to why this platform generate the uh, re-authentication? Because to verify whether this user who is coming to me is genuine or not. I hope this fundamental has been clear to you. Next is what is foundation. So zero trust is guided by the principles such as verify explicitly, straight down instructions without hidden anything, use all data, identity locations, device status role to authenticate and authorize, list privilege access, grant only the minimum access necessary using just in time and just enough access models, assume breach. Assume attackers are already in the system's limits impact by segmenting the access and inspecting a traffic. These are the fundamentals of uh, zero trust. Core components of zero trust. Core components. Identity and access management means on the basis of identity and access management, zero trust architecture will pop up a authentication. Next is device trust. If the device is not trustable or not compliant, then zero trust platform will pop up a re-authentication. Same for network security and micro segmentations. Application security. If any loophole in applications, okay, then ZTA zero trust architecture will pop up a re-authentication. Same for data security, DLP encryptions, security analytics monitorings. Yes, this slide is very important. What is zero trust access flow with examples? So, if a user wants to try to access an internal app, then first step would be authentication. System asks for username, password, MFA plus captcha. Okay, whatever are the authentication method. Next thing, device validation. Confirm device health, corporate laptop with antivirus, etc. and all. Third is a contextual evaluation. Checks IP, geolocation times, and risk signals of the user. Means uh, this is you, okay, and this is your device, and there is an platform installed called as Okta or Zscaler, whatever may be. Okay, so when you want to access, example www.gmail.com, okay, authentication ask, okay, then this platform gives the further instruction to this applications. Next step is device validation. This platform will check the device compliance level, means what the what is the asset user is using. Example, whether this is a office laptop or office mobile. This device will check the device validation, the compliance health checkup. That's why the device validations. Next is contextual, whether IP, whether the this user uh, from which IP this user has previously connected. What was the geolocation, right? What is the time? What is the risk signals? All these, this um, this platform will confirm with the help of this device. Next, policy decision grants read-only access to a specific app if all the checks pass. If if all these one, two, three checks pass, then this platform allows user to access the application. Session monitoring: if unusual behavior is detected, then session would be automatically cutting down. Next question is, what are the platforms who supports zero trust? For identity, Azure, Okta, Ping Identity, and all. For network, we have Zscaler, Palo Alto, Prisma Access. Endpoints, CrowdStrike, Sentinel Defender for endpoints. Visibility and analytics, we have ArcSight, Splunk, Microsoft, Sentinel Edge, etc., and QRadar also. Next is, okay, zero trust always re-authenticate their users on time to verify whether that particular user has authenticity or not. Okay, next is, what is the frequency of re-authentication in zero trust for users? Explain in detail. So this completely depend on organization to organization, but I had prepared a chart for you for general example for your understanding purpose. So I had bifurcated into these columns. Number one is scenario picked up. Second one is typical frequency. That means what is the frequency when zero trust pop up for reauthentication. Next is, what is the reason of reauthentication, right? What is the trigger method for reauthentication? So let's take a number one scenario here. Access to sensitive apps. Example, HR finance. Example, me. My name is Rajbir. I want to access the HR or finance details. Then the typical frequency for reauthentication would be 50 to 60 minutes. So this type of reauthentication comes under time based or ideal session. Why? Because this data is very confidential. Finance detail, right? Next is access to general apps. Example, email, internet, and all, every 4 to 8 hours. Why? Because this data is not much sensitive as compared to HR and finance. Okay. Third is access from new location IPS. Example, I'm just accessing the application from India currently. From next time, I try to access from Nepal or Bangladesh or America, any other locations, means new IP, new locations. Then in that scenario, the platform, zero trust platform, would pop up a error. Why? Because IP mismatch or geolocation changes. Next is device goes out of compliance. Which device this is talking about? This device is talking about the source device. Example, I am targeting from my mobile, office mobile or office laptop. Then if my laptop goes out of compliance, then immediate pop-up will happen. Why? Because EDR or MDM, mobile management devices, reports devices as a non-compliant. High risk user behavior, then immediate, then abnormal behavior detected by UBA. If token expiry, then usually 1 hour or refreshable short live tokens with refresh. So this is the frequency. I repeat, these frequency are not ideal. This vary from organization to organization, but for simplicity, For understanding purpose, I had prepared just for your easiness. Coming to the next question, which device is responsible to push the reauthentication in zero trust? Okay, let me explain this question again. This is a user, user user. Okay, this is application, which is my target. Okay, between user and application, there is a platform called as Okta or Zscaler or whatever the Ztrust application would be. It's fine. So the question is asking if any during reauthentication part, does Okta pop up a error or this application pop up a error? What is the actual meaning? What is the actual one? So uh, let's come to the answer part. See, Okta will pop up a error, but Okta will take a feedback from application, or Okta will communicate to user regarding what is the level of devices user is using. On that basis, Okta will pop up a error. So reauthentication is done based on time-based sessions. User must reauthenticate after a fixed period every 8 hours, or risk-based contextual triggers where device change. User switches devices or uses a newly untrusted devices. Next is IP changes. IP changes significantly different countries. Geolocations. Login from unusual or risky location or change in the countries or your base location. Behavior anomaly, unusual login time, speed, access pattern and all. Application sensitivity, accessing critical apps, admin console, finance systems. Network trust level, moving from secure VPN to public Wi-Fi, authentication strength, reauthentication required if MFA was skipped or expired. These are the certain reasons where reauthentication may happen. Next is policy based. What is policy based? If some rules or if some formulas applied, then this reauthentication will pop up on the basis of that formulas or policy ones. So prompt reauthentication if accessing sensitive data. What does this means? This means that if anyone is accessing the sensitive data, then initially the again the reauthentication will pop up. Second example, I'm relating to this example. This is a user, okay, and this is a user having designation of manager, MANAGER manager, okay, and this is the this is very sensitive data. Say a kind of finance department. In this finance department, they here is a policy made that only managers can access this data. Since this is also a manager, then he can access the data. Otherwise, he is below than manager, then the then this user cannot access the application because of the designation mismatch. So authentication can be done on the basis of policy based. Okay, re-authentication if user hasn't access for 30 minutes, force re-authentication every 24 hours. Yes, this is a cycle one. Device don't push re-authentication directly, but they are the key in detecting events or posture changes. This statement is very important. Devices means this target application. This target application doesn't push the re-authentication. It will provide their feedback to this zero trust platform like Okta, Zscaler, whatever organization is using. Then this platform will pop up a re-authentication. Let's take another example. User has logged in. Okay, device agent like CrowdStrike detects that antivirus is off, sends alert to ZTA platform. Policy engine evaluates this device is no longer. Why? Because AV is off. ZT or IDP forces reauthentication, MFA prompt or they will quickly log out the users. So these are the some global platform who manages zero trust with all functions. In previous slides we had discussed that okay, Okta is for identity management, okay, Zscaler is for network reauthentication, but this slide says that okay, uh, these devices offers the overall, whether the reauthentication from the identity side, reauthentication would be from network side, risk based side, time based side, or anything. So these are the certain one. Microsoft Microsoft Zero Trust, having inbuilt of identity, devices, ZTNA, data security, and SIM. If any mismatch happens, Microsoft will pop up a reauthentication. Same for Cisco, Zscaler also, Cloudflare also, Google's ZT also, and Netscope also. These are the certain Z-Trust platforms who manages independently for reauthentication. Next question is, what is SAML in access control? Let's first read what is mean by SAML. What is the purpose? So this is a language. SAML is a protocol. It is not a platform. It is not an application. It is not a standard. It is a protocol. It carries identity and authentication data from the user to the service provider to enable secure access. SAML is a standard protocol and XML based open standard used for authentication and authorization. SAML enables single sign-on by exchanging credentials information, user ID and password, identity information between Okta, Netscaler, and target applications. Okta Scaler, Zscaler is application who supports zero trust reauthentication. Functions of SAML. What is the functions? SAML sends assertion. Assertion means only messages from the IDP to the SP. These assertions carry authentication info only. User attributes. So it acts like a messenger or a data carrier in terms of identity info only. Let me explain with an example here. Okay, here the example is how SML helps in SSO. So, single sign-on allows a user to log in once and access multiple applications or services without needing to log in again and again to each one. How SML enables SSO step by step. So, user tries to access a first step is user tries to access a service provider. Okay, example, I am trying to access the mail.company.com. The service provider doesn't have a session to the user. Next step, SP redirects the user to identity provider, okay, like Okta, Azure AD, etc. Okay. Third step, user authenticates with the IDP. Okay, IDP means Okta and Azure here. If the user is not already logged in, the IDP prompt the user ID, password, or user's MFA. If the user is already logged in, this step is skipped. Next, IDP generates SAML assertion. IDP means Okta. Okay, after verifying the user, the IDP creates a SML assertion, a digital signed XML document. It contains only user identity, Gmail username, authentication, optional user role or attributes. Next step, this zero trust platform sends SMS assertion to the service provider. Who is the service provider? The target application. The assertion is sent via the browser, often as a post request. The service provider receives and validates the assertion using the IDP's public key. Next, service provider uh, asks that okay, the SAML assertion is valid, and let's create a session. The user now able to access without entering the credentials again and again. So all the plays are revolving around SAML assertion, because These are the carriers of authentication, user ID, password, and all. Next question is, what are the security controls for BYOD? Okay, uh, mobile device management, enforce policies, remote pipe, encryption, etc. Example, Microsoft Intune and VMware Workspace ONE. Authentication and access control are the main security controls, where MFA would add the extra logins layers. Example, SMS authenticator app. Okay, strong password policies enforce complexity, experts, and reuse restrictions. Identity and access management, role-based access controls, identity federations. Next control is device and data protection, means um, encryptions, what is a remote wipe, and containerization, that means separate persons or corporate data. Network security, VPN or zero trust network access. Okay, secure remote connections, Wi-Fi access, firewalls. Endpoint security means EDR, patch management, complaint scanning should be on time. User training and acceptable use, that means security awareness trainings, teach users about phishing, security behaviors, or BYOD policy agreement. User must sign clear policies outlining rules and responsibilities. This question is very important. What is the difference between VPN and ZTN? I have been asked multiple times, but initially failed because I have no idea what is ZTN and what is the actual difference between VPN and ZTN. So I had created, these columns. Number one is features. This column is for VPN and this for zero trust. If we can check on the trust model, then VPN allows the trust is given once, then you can connect for that particular session. But if you enable ZTA, then always you need to verify. Always never trust, always you need to verify. That means re-authentication happens, which we discussed in initially in 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. Access scope. What is the access scope? This okay, once you log in VPN, then full network access you are having. But if you have ZTA, then a small area you are covering. Even you access initially called as granular access only to need application data. That means if you changes the applications, then you need to re-authenticate again. Device trust. Any connected device is trusted in VPN. Okay, if your password and user ID are correct, then device trusted are okay. But in ZTA, each devices must meet security checks every re-authentication. Network security, it is perimeter focused, but this is micro segmentation, no trusted internal network. So ZTA is also applicable for internal apps, but VPN is also VPN is also at external perimeter only. Authentication, one-time login, often only user ID password, but ZTA is belongs to continuous authentication with MFA, device postures, locations, IP, and all. So ZTA is more trustable. What is the visibility? Okay, limited, hard to monitor what users do once connected. But in ZTA, it monitors user behavior and risk continuously. User experience can slow down with full tunnel access, and ZTA is a very lightweight app-based specific access, better performance than VPN. If we talk about the data breach risk, then high if one device is compromised. But in ZTA, the compromised device only gets limited access. The implementation is very simple but aging model, but in zero trust it's very complex because every applications needs to re-authenticate again and again. Next question: a parent organization asked their subsidiary to provide access in their environment to carry out business works and requested for access in ACL. What are the checks and change controls you seek? Okay, so guys, this is a question I am just leaving to you. What would be your what are you thinking about the right answers? You can do your comments what is the correct answers, or if you require any guidance on the interview preparations, let me know in comments. This is all about the today's sessions, guys. These are the real faced questions I had recently faced, guys. That's why I had put it for you, because these questions may helpful for you if you are also giving interviews about ZTA, because ZTA zero trust is very latest one, or generally used in every organization. VPN and all one time authentications time has been over. Now it's time, never trust, always verify methodology. So ZTA is very important. Learn more. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment sections. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.